You walked into a room. 5 minutes ago, you were fine. Then, something happened. Your mood shifted, your energy dropped, your thoughts turned dark. No one said a word to you, no one did anything to you, but you changed. You brushed it off as just the atmosphere or a coincidence. No, you just connected to something, and that something has a name. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a football match in a stadium or gone to a massive concert? Thousands of people all at once feeling the exact same thing. You find yourself doing things that make no sense otherwise, screaming with strangers, crying, losing your mind with joy. You come home and ask yourself, why did I act like that? Because in that moment, you weren't just you were part of something else. Ancient traditions call that thing an egregor. What is an egregor? In the simplest terms, when a group of people feed the exact same emotion, thought, or belief for a long period of time. That thought begins to exist on its own, like a ghost, but a measurable ghost, a collective field of consciousness, a shared thought form. Every culture has given it a different name. Sufis called it the spiritual realm. Jung called it the collective unconscious. Modern physics calls it the morphogenetic field. They are all saying the exact same thing. Minds coming together create a single mind, and that mind has a will of its own, independent of you. How does it form? Think about it this way. Every thought is an electrical signal. Every feeling is a chemical wave. We talked about this in the previous video. Now, what happens if 1 million people feel the exact same fear at the exact same time? Those fear waves stack on top of each other. They amplify, they create their own frequency field. Think of stock market crashes. No one wanted to sell at first, but a panic started, and that panic grew on its own. Logic was turned off. People didn't even know why they were selling. The egregor had taken them over. Where does it live? Everywhere. There is an egregor in your family. The belief that there is never enough money in our family, that is a thought form passed down through generations. When you were born, that egregor was already there. It was waiting for you. There is an egregor in religion. The faith fed by millions of people for centuries has created a field so powerful that you change the moment you enter it. A person entering a mosque, a church, or a synagogue feels different than they do outside. It is not a coincidence. There is an egregor in nationalism. Why do you feel something when you see a country's flag? What is that piece of cloth? But the collective emotion behind it is very real. And the most dangerous one, there is an egregor in social media. Listen to this part carefully. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, these are not platforms. These are egregor breeding farms. What does the algorithm do? It brings together people who share the exact same emotion. It matches anger with anger, fear with fear, admiration with admiration. And as that group grows, that egregor gets stronger. When you join that crowd, you enter that frequency without thinking. You woke up in the morning, you opened your phone. Within 5 minutes, your mood ruined. Why? Because your brain, which was neutral while you slept, connected to an egregor fed by millions of people the moment you woke up. It took 5 minutes to take you over. Now, for the hard part. You are not just affected by the egregor, you are feeding it. Every like is a vote. Every comment is energy. Every share is a signal. When you click on angry content, you give energy to that egregor. When you share scary news, you make that egregor grow. And as that egregor grows, it takes over more people. This is the loop, and you are both the victim and the culprit of this loop at the exact same time. Now, let's go deeper. Vahdet-i Vücud tells us that everything comes from a single whole. It looks separate, but it is not. The Egregor proves exactly this. Separate minds merge at one point. A shared feeling, a shared belief, a shared fear. These connect people on a non-physical plane. You think you are alone, but your mind is connected to something at every moment, even while you sleep, because you are a node in this network. The question is, which network are you connected to? So, how do you get out of an egregor? Well, good question. You don't, actually. Getting out is impossible, but you can choose which one to connect to. Awareness. When you enter a room or watch content, stop. Feel. Is this feeling coming from me, or is it from this space? Just asking this question protects you. Digital fasting. No phone for the first hour of the morning. This allows your brain to establish its own frequency. Before connecting to someone else's egregor, you create your own signal. Careful choice. Who do you spend time with? What content do you consume? Which groups do you belong to? All of these determine which egregor you are feeding. Conscious egregor. This is the most powerful one. Create an egregor around yourself. Come together with people who share the same vision, feed the same high frequency. That collective field lifts everyone up. Understand this. You were never just you. At every moment, you are part of something. You are inside a field. You are connected to a frequency. The question was never, am I connected? The question has always been, what am I connected to? The person who realizes this begins to be truly free for the first time, because choice only begins after awareness. Subscribe to EarthSimulation and choose your connection. See you.